So for this week, Aries is going to have to focus more intently on just allowing what's going to pass through the pass through, because we're in the week moving towards a Pisces watery sort of experience. So for Aries, it's not about having to rush out of the gate and make such big decisions right now. It has more intently having to do with focusing on what makes each action important to you and not needing to prove it by having to do it right now. So this is about taking time to allow yourself a chance to reorganize your thoughts and what you're feeling and go through with the flow that moves through. Because I know with fire signs, it tends to be you got to jump into the fray now and do it now or nothing ever gets done. But with Pisces coming in, this is just a chance for Aries to steadily go forward and not rushing go forward. So instead of having to rush through, Aries, take your time, focus on what you're trying to do, and know that the results are going to happen, even if it may not seem like they're going quick enough. So for Taurus, this is going to be having to do a lot with creativity, and it feels like the Earth is moving through part of the phase of kind of resettling. And this is not about anything on your part to cause you to feel any different about what you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to do or what you want to do with your life. But this is a moment for you going into this Pisces new moon coming forward to just see what's kind of getting you maybe sometimes stuck in the mud and what kind of makes you feel kind of like you're not able to go forward at the pace you would like to go forward. So take the chance for this week. This is just a chance for you too, as much as the other earth signs and all the other signs involved. But allow yourself to kind of sit still when you need to and just be okay with where you're at. Be content where you are and know that the mud will dry up and then you can move forward easily again. The sun will come out and bake it so that it may be able to craft it and mold it. So allow this chance for you to see where your mind goes and how it directs your dreams and put your focus and attention elsewhere. And so for Taurus, it's not about being able to be stubborn about anything at this moment, but rather just allow the world to move as it goes, with you on it still, moving in space, and you just being in the present moment, being where you are right now, and taking deep breaths, and allow yourself to be and go within. So for Gemini, this is going to feel like a week of almost not feeling tethered down, because it seems like a lot of things are going to be moving and flowing around you, and it almost kind of feels like you can't have your feet on the ground to kind of get a bearing or sense of what's going on. But know this is just a chance for you to kind of be above the clouds in a way and just be able to see where your imagination leads you, where you want to see everything around you beneath the clouds take part. And as an air sign, it can be really challenging to sometimes just go along with what's happening because we're very analytical in ourselves with the air signs. So it becomes very tendency worthy to want to figure out the why and hows of what's happening around us. But rather, this new moon in Pisces, it just gives you an opportunity just to sit back and relax. And that's going to be the big theme for the majority of what goes on for the week for you. Is just there are a lot of things moving, a lot of things happening, but you don't need to have the answers for it. And you don't need to solve anything for it. Just know that's happening and go with what you're feeling. That's going to feel good and comfortable while all this passes through. And with this new moon coming in, there's a chance to allow and embrace what good things come and to also resettle things you would not want to move forward with if you want to see moving forward as a progress and path and a pace of things. But rather just know that it's all going to be okay, even if you may not feel like you're able to touch the ground or put your feet to the ground. It's all going to be okay. So for Cancer, with all this water running around especially, it can kind of feel like almost a torrential storm of emotions and feelings because everything is flowing, everything is moving, and everything's coming forth and out of the woodworks and over the sea and across the rocks, over the crags. And this is just a chance for you to emotionally release what you feel no longer serves you, what you know inside of you, what wants to be released, or what you want to be released, or you, in a way, need to release. This is a chance for you to just take in what you want to have going forward and to know that all this motion is good for you. Even if it feels like the motion happening can be a little bit unsettling because it doesn't feel like you have a kind of stable ground, but rather also a sort of mystical sense of what's coming forth or where it's going to come from. But know that with this Cancer, that this is a chance, an opportunity for you to enjoy kind of like the mossy algae, the mossy rocks along the shore. Just being a part of the waves, going through and forward with it, just allowing the splashing to go on and not affect you and not affect anything you're trying to do. Because I know as these times go forward and during the week, it'll seem a lot more challenging than it is to get a grip on emotional centering. But if you just take the time to go through, ground and relax, and allow yourself to center yourself and focus, you'll be okay. So for this week, Leo is going to be a lot of movement, a lot of action. It feels like that there's going to be a fire input about everything going on. And with this Pisces moving through with water coming in, it's almost going to feel like maybe a magma lava like sort of situation for Leo. So for Leo's sort of principal movements this week, it's about moving, as you can even say, a wave is behind you. So move forward and move toward where you want to go and what you want to do. But don't forget that it's a flow and not a rush, not a game. So really, it's not about who's going to get there first to get the gold medal, but rather go what's making you impassioned and go what's making you excited to go forward. And let that be your guide. What makes you enthusiastic and proud and happy, and nothing that would make you have to step or claw on top of others or through others just to make it to the where you want to go or to the top. So allow yourself just to know that this change is good, is occurring, that this change in moving is good and occurring. And with this new moon coming forth in Pisces, allow yourself to feel and know that you are also in touch deeply with your emotions as you go on, and that there is a stability in this flow and a stability in centering yourself while you're doing so. So very wisely to do so for Leos would be to take a chance to center yourself and ground yourself while you're also stepping forth into your light and shining your light. So for Virgo, this week is going to be, in many ways, a challenge or difficulty in sort of trying to assess what is banging on the walls or what's moving around the outside of one's home or one's own centering. And this is rather a almost sometimes peculiar feeling for Virgo because it's going to be all this action happening around you, but rather trying to say, wait, let me take the stable ground first, and then let me just get an idea and handle what's happening, which is very wise for Virgo to do. But don't forget also that this movement, this flow, this action, this mystical energy pulsing through and moving through the house and moving around the house, almost spinning it around, is a chance and opportunity for your imagination, your creative side to come forth, to come through and show forth and shine forth. So when this new moon Pisces comes in, this is a chance for Virgo to simply allow yourself to let go and relax and not have to feel like you have the rigid rules of having to understand every single detail and every single why and every single thing how it's got to be in orderly and in place in order for you to enjoy it. This is just a chance for you, Virgo, to know that the house will be safe, your mind will be secure, everything's going to be on order, even if it may not feel like and look like it because so much of the waves and movement and torrential downpour of ideas will come through. But there's a lot of chance for you, Virgo, to allow your creative and fun side to come through this week. And it is good to take first to always ground yourself and tap within through spiritual meditations to get in touch with yourself, to listen through your intuition and your heart and feelings, and allow that to guide you through what you're wanting to do this week, especially when it comes to the arts and creativity side of things. So for this week, Libra, this is a chance for you, even with everything around you. It's going to feel like the scales are a bit imbalanced, but rather it's going to be a good time for you to just take a step back and settle down. And that's the big important thing for you this week, Libra, is just settle down, sit back, and get cozy and relaxed, because a lot of it's going to feel like a lot of it out of your hands, which in many ways it all is the idea of control really being there. But that just is a chance for you this week as an air sign to get comfortable and allow yourself to ground, and then take it easy, because what going on and going through is part of the change process to help you heal and grow in places you want to see healing and growth go to and come from. So with all this new movement happening, with this Pisces new moon coming up, Libra, this is a chance for you just to take it easy, become like a steady rock, and allow yourself to enjoy the moments as they come. Because although it is fun to find the balance in everything, and that's the fun thing though, there is balance in everything, even if it be moving around a lot more faster than we would expect or want. It always balances out every time, and all is so perfectly so. So for Scorpio, what's going to feel like a lot of intensity and a lot of just inner work happening is actually part of the process that's going to come forth, and is going to allow you to give the opportunity to make changes you want to make in your life. So although this is going to feel kind of intense and a lot of times maybe a bit unsure of why this is all happening to you, know that this is very important for your growth and happiness and spiritual ascension and enlightenment and just overall well-being. And this, for you, Scorpio, is a moment and chance for you to just be aware of your own healing and growth in the process, and to take pride and happiness from it, that you are so aware of what's going on and within yourself that you make an effort, and you're doing the effort to make a positive change in your life, however that may look like to you in any way, shape, or form it may be. But know that this is wonderful for you coming up this week for you in this Pisces new moon for you, Scorpio. So for Sagittarius, this is going to feel a lot of times maybe a very hot, too hot to step forward. Almost like things need to cool down a bit before you can get a chance to make your dreams happen or make what you want to do going forward more meaningful. And yes, this is a chance for you, Sagittarius, to just get a sense of your direction, to just take a moment to stop, look around you, and see where you're wanting to aim that bow of yours. Where do you want to see yourself aiming the shot? But this is okay, because there's nothing wrong with stopping or standing still, even in the midst of all this action happening to you. Because just like a wave rolling on the shoreline, and you're standing in the water, and you're just allowing the water to pass through and move around you while you're perfectly standing still in the sand. So this is a good chance for you, Sagittarius, to know that everything is going to unfold and open up to you as it's meant to, in its own pacing and time. So although it feels like you have to fire off as many arrows in all the directions you can want to do, and want to make sure you land and hit every shot, know that the target will reveal itself when it is meant to reveal itself. So this Pisces flowing in is a good chance for you just to enjoy and embrace the relaxation of knowing that you are comforted and protected, and you will be guided to know when to move and when to act when it is meant to be to do so. So for Capricorn, it's going to be a very interesting sort of decision and sort of a almost stubbornness on your part for this week, just because, understandably, Capricorn being a very strong earth sign, and it wants to see the facts and figures and numbers happening while everything's going forth and coming around. But this is a good chance for you, Capricorn, to just even take a peek out the window outside of seeing where you want your mind to go. Where is this imagination going to take you? And to know that even if it feels like or looks like that things aren't always making sense or in order, everything is happening as it should. Everything is unfolding forward and forth as it is meant to. So know that this steeping into the mystical side of things is not something so challenging for you per se, but rather just a new kind of perspective is going to be bringing forth to the table. And so allow yourself to be able to just know that things are going to be okay, regardless of how everything might seem strange or goofy around you. And know that the Earth's movement, for example, is just happening as it's going to happen. And just like the wind in the world and space, things are going to go on, even if it may not feel like it's all stable and boxed in neat, orderly file. But this is okay, because part of the healing and moving and transforming and just overall change of things is going to be change of things, shaking up and stirred. So for Aquarius, this is going to be again, there is a lot happening that's going to seem like you have to get a handle on things or kind of figure out what to do next. But this is a chance for the Pisces to move in to say, it is okay. You're being carried on a boat. It is nothing to be alarmed about. There's plenty of lifeboats and life vests, and everything's going to be okay and smooth. So if you just take a chance to allow yourself to go with it, but know that you also are grounded if you choose to do so, because just doing simple grounding meditations and techniques will be a big help for you, Aquarius. So this is just a good chance for you to know that things are happening and flowing and swimming and always ulteriorly moving and just going through. And it's okay. It's going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's part of change. It's part of shaking. It's part of moving. It's part of quaking. It's okay. So when this movement comes through this week for this Pisces new moon, this is an opportunity and chance for you to want to gather and just know that this movement of water throwing these things around you, in a sense like kicking up dust or scattering things of treasure and gold in the sea, that this is just a moment to appreciate and know that you're going forward in the direction and the right direction that you see and want to do for your own path and career and life. So for Pisces, this week is your week, but know that also this is not also to make you be afraid or feel in any way trepidation, but just to be cautious and aware that you don't swim too fast, that you get swept away too far from where you wanted to be in any sort of grounding or stability going on in your life. But know that this is just a change and movement within you happening too, besides externally. And that it's okay to stay in your pond for a bit if you want to, but know that the flow is going to go through and that you can swim up and down the stream and move around, but also know that you have a home to go to that's safe and okay for you, to not wanting to jump out too far, but just go to where you feel like you're going to be going enough. You'll know when to stop and slow down and to appreciate and even smell the roses if you can. So this is a good chance for you this week, Pisces, to know that there is a wonderful mystical force pushing you and moving you, guiding you, not out of forceful action, but just a gentle pace of things, a gentle allowance of everything. And know that, Pisces, that there is so much good happening with this movement going on with you, especially in this week that is for the new moon in Pisces. But it's okay that it may not feel like you want to go out of this pond where you swim comfortably and calmly, but just know that it's okay when you're ready to do so, to go out and enjoy and relax.